Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and we have the Spurs hosting the Mavericks, and the Spurs are 5.5-point home favorites. The over-under is at 237. The Mavericks are plus 190 on the money line, and the Spurs are minus 230. Now, these are the overnight odds. They're going to change the closer we get to tip-off tomorrow. They've played each other 3 times this year, and the Mavericks won all 3 games, including the game they played yesterday. 120-109, 110-93, and then 133-129. Lineups for tomorrow's game, and now every NBA team has 30 minutes before the game to confirm who's going to play or who will not. It's supposed to be Williams, Christie, Thompson, Marshall, and Washington, and then Paul, Fox, Fossil, Barnes, and Biyombo. Lineups have not been confirmed. That's just who's supposed to be there. And I encourage you, with the teams that you know are injury-prone or injury-riddled, just wait until the game starts and bet in-game. Head-to-head, the Mavericks are 9-1 against the Spurs in their last 10. They have beaten the Spurs the last 7 times they've played them. The home team is 5-5. The favorite is 7-3 against the spread. The favorite is 8-2 on the money line. The over is 7-3, and the over at 237 is 6-4. And the game they played a couple nights ago went over. The Mavericks are 3-7 in their last 10, 3-7 against the spread. The under is 6-4, but the over is hitting their last 2. 244, 233, 241, and then 262 points. 30-point loss to the Bucks, 11-point loss to the Grizzlies, 9-point loss to the Suns. They did not cover any of those games. And then a 4-point win over the Spurs. They covered that one. For the Spurs, 2-8 in their last 10, 2-8 against the spread. The over is 6-3-1. The over has hit in their last 6 games. They've lost their last 3. They have not covered any of those games. 240, 236, 265, and then 262. 14-point win over the Nets. They covered, and then the next 3 they did not, which were an 18-point loss to the Kings, a 17-point loss to the T-Wolves, and then a 4-point loss to the Mavericks. I feel like this is a trap because I didn't take the Mavericks the other night, even though they've dominated the Spurs in their last handful because of what the lineups are going to look like. But this could just be one of those damn matchups, sort of like how the Pelicans play the Clippers, that one team just plays really well against another team. So I'm going to take the Mavericks on the money line. I will take the Mavericks getting the points, and considering we saw absolutely no defense in the last game that we played, and there's basically been absolutely no defense in the last 6 games that the Spurs have played, the over seems like a safe bet. However, I would look to try to bet it down and get it somewhere in the high 220s, which would probably seem, reasonable, and you can get a good price at that. Now, these are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut. And as always, please bet responsibly.